Richard Arnold, on the face of things, he seems to be letting football people make football decisions. There's a lot of backroom staff moved on. Like, there's no point in just... And like we spoke about Conte coming into United, and I just thought it's just another carousel manager. He's here 18 months, we don't get who he wants and he leaves. But I thought you need someone, and for me, Ten Hag actually feels like this, who's going to come in to actually reset us as a football club.
He's been snubbed for the Player of the Year nomination. You know him more than anyone. Is he going to be fuming with that? Or?
Oh, he'll take it as a disrespect.
Yeah.
But this is the things that fuel him. Do you know what I mean? He'll be thinking, how dare you? And it's based on stats and facts. He's like, listen, I've banged in more goals than most of them on, if not all of them on that list, other than Salah.
Sokin.
They can never do it like I. When you see man pull up and slide, man stepped in a room with legends, Rio and Steve, you know it's a vibe. Check the podcast, what you wanna know? Don't ask me, go and ask Joe. If you're talking Premier League, he's on the front line and I gotta go. It's a vibe with five, and you already know what it is. It's a vibe with five, and you already know what it is. Vibe with five, and you already know what it is. It's a vibe with five, and you already know this.
Shout out to our sponsors, Sokin. Make serious savings on your currency exchange and payments abroad with the Sokin app and prepaid global debit card. No hidden costs, zero commission fees. Partners to Arsenal, Everton, Fulham, Monaco for their global payments. But it's not just football clubs that can use Sokin, you can too. There's 38 different currencies in one easy-to-use app. Go to sokin.com and open your free account today. Recently, we've been doing a giveaway on our YouTube channel, and if your name is on the screen right now, then we have got one of 3 shirts to be given away, so please get in touch if your name is on the screen. Also, it's the last episode of Vibe with 5 next week, and we need to know what forfeits you've got for me and Joel, because we can't agree, and actually both clubs have kind of failed anyway. But let us know what you'd like to see happen at your club and the forfeits, what you want to see, transfers, prices. Tell us what you want to see at your club over the summer.
All right, guys, so we're back for another episode of Vibe with 5.
We are back.
Myself, Joel Bayer, Stephen Howson, Rio Ferdinand, and yeah, it's been an interesting weekend. You guys haven't played.
Still made it good. Didn't get ruined.
You didn't get ruined.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Still living off that 4-0 defeat against Brighton. Come on, you Seagulls.
I was actually down in Brighton, and every second or third or fourth person just kept on reminding me. They're probably not even football fans, but they just heard that Brighton beat us 4-0, and I was down there with my family and just got interrupted constantly. Ruined my day, man. Had my shades on, everything. It's a nice day. I look cool as you like. And I just get everybody, what happened to you?
Yeah.
What happened to you lot? What happened to you lot? Like, that's all I was getting. So listen, the next person's going to get sprayed with water in a minute.
Mate, play for
Hilarious. All right, cool. So I think it's fair to start off with the FA Cup champions, Liverpool. Beating Chelsea.
Used to be called winners.
On penalty shootouts, but they're champions. FA Cup champions, right?
Winners.
You know? What's the difference? Just, hater. That's what I thought.
Tight game, you know.
Did you watch the game?
Tight.
I don't think it would.
Boring.
No. It was, look, we've had better games.
Chelsea had decent chances.
They had decent chances, but Liverpool should have wrapped it up within the first half an hour.
Yeah.
Diaz, couple chances. He had like 6-7 chances that day. How he didn't score was unbelievable. And I do think he could be the long-term replacement for Salah, obviously on the other side, if Salah decides to go. The boy is a problem.
No, he's tops. He's just, if you lose Salah, you're losing a guaranteed 30+ goals a season.
Yeah.
So that's where Diaz will need to step up.
Get clinical.
He in terms of excitement, enjoyment, watching him, he's
still scoring.
Top.
He's still scoring.
But what I'm saying,
but
he's scoring, but not the Salah rates we're talking about. That's the difference. So, and what happens normally when a player like Salah, that big, if he left, then it's about other people stepping up. But seriously, Mane.
Oh, baller.
If they win all the trophies this year, I think he gets 8 trophies in one season or one calendar year. You know that if they win it,
really,
if they win the 4.
Are they going to win the 4?
Absolute baller.
Well, Mahrez paid. Mahrez, he must be getting Pep must have been going nuts in the change room.
Oh,
if
man.
If Mahrez scores that goal, it's over. We're jumping too far ahead anyway.
No.
But Liverpool winning that, I didn't see another result.
Sorry, Mahrez could be the reason they don't win Champions League and Prem.
He's not the reason. That's a bit harsh.
What? What?
Come on,
Did
man.
he first leg Real Madrid?
Yeah, but you can't say
You
it's
gotta
the
be
reason.
flipping square in that pass, man.
No. He's not the reason. Right, that is a liberty.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Hold on,
But
Maris,
what
you're the
have you
reason
said-
that Liverpool won the quad.
Listen, what have you said when it comes to the elite level, Rio? What have you always told me? It's about what?
The percentages, small
The
percentages.
thin margins.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
told me that, mate.
Yeah.
And that's what you're talking about. That's why you're bought for 60 million, right? When you get to that part in the season, those clinical parts, you expect those players to deliver there and then.
But you've also got he could also point the finger and look behind him and go, well, we never navigated ourselves through a sticky period in a couple of games, or the two Real Madrid games, and then all of a sudden it came down to people maybe not concentrating at the back. There were decisions given against them. Penalty, like that wasn't him, was it?
Rio,
He didn't give the penalty away.
Rio,
Diaz gave the penalty away.
Rio.
It's not one individual.
Yeah, all right. And I understand what you mean, but he needs to be tucking them away. And the penalty.
No,
it
I
makes a
agree.
difference.
Penalty, you
Look,
want to
let's
take
go
it.
back to Mane, right? Let's
Yeah.
go back to Mane. He could have been the reason why they didn't win the FA Cup as well. You know, missing the penalty. I was dead sure,
Small margins.
certain,
Small margins.
dead certain that he was going to score. But, you know, looking at the game itself, like you said, Chelsea did have chances. I thought Mason Mount, really good player, man. Great game, in my opinion. Steve, did you actually watch the final? Yeah. Your thoughts?
I thought Lukaku's chance when I don't understand I don't understand going across the keeper from there because the keeper was already in that side of the goal anyway. I thought near post and pass it into the net and you've scored.
That comes down to one thing, Steve.
Confidence.
He ain't got confidence. He ain't got the confidence of the coach because no matter what the manager says to him right now, I believe in you. You're my guy. That takes probably another 10 games before he feels that confidence coming through because of what's gone on in the season. He hasn't picked him enough, so he knows that the manager don't trust him properly. Then that filters out to the team. I was surprised
he played him, to be honest.
So was I, and then it filters to the team, and he's probably thinking that some of the players are probably doubting him. He's not done what they expected him to do, so he's at his lowest of lows. So any chance that came to him in that game, he wasn't the Lukaku that had an Inter Milan shirt on.
Do you think he's still the same player?
He's not right now, no. But I don't think that. I think that's obviously he hasn't performed to what everybody expected him to. But also, the manager's taken them out of the team. He's been ruthless. Tuchel, he said, "Listen, you ain't the one. You're not the guy for me. You ain't doing it."
They've fell off as a team on the whole the last 5-6 weeks, haven't they?
I would say longer than that. It was probably during that Christmas period where they couldn't get wins together. They had a couple losses and it completely wiped them out of the title race. Before that, they were involved.
I had them down as I thought they were going to win a league this year after winning the Champions League and looking so solid.
They
clean
started well
sheets
as well.
galore. They were their defense. Their record was phenomenal in terms of clean sheets.
Well, do you know what we're not talking about at the moment? Mendy's goalkeeping. And he's been the worst goalkeeper in the league on saves since March.
Yeah, he's been terrible, man. Like, obviously, it was a cry when he didn't get the Ballon d'Or, but he looked shaky. Like when you saw him, like every time the ball came to him, you could feel he just wasn't the Mendy of last season.
Liverpool, though, if you go back to them winning the FA Cup,
Yeah, not.
they're just a machine at the moment. Best team in Europe on form at the moment. They look like they're just
Benzema.
mowing all teams down.
Funny you say this, but and I don't know how much of the game you got to watch on the weekend. Trent and Robertson, who have been arguably two of their best players, they didn't have a really good game, you know.
I thought Trent's defended towards the latter stage of the game, defended well. But I thought it was more of a Reece against Trent vibe. Who's the best right back? That's what I was looking at.
At one point, they crossed each other in the second half. Like, I don't know if it was extra time. And Reece James miscontrolled it and it went out for a corner or whatever. But I wanted to see it.
Yeah, I wanted to stand up the 1v1.
Yes. Amazing.
We're blessed we've got some right backs in this country,
The
man.
formation that they both play is really interesting because the perfect foil for what Liverpool do is a team that has wing backs because you can put the wing backs on their full backs and it's not too much out of position for anyone else to deal with. But then I feel like they lack in the real engine room or they lack being able to push that defence or overload that defence like they would against a team that's got a back four. But I thought
that's where they needed Kante. Like fit Kante has the energy and if he gives given him the license to get on and jump out of a defensive block, he's one player who could cause them problems. He has done in the past, but I don't know. Liverpool just seem, for me, mentally, they're above everybody else. Physically, I think, listen, the big thing to come out of that game, by the way, is the Mo Salah injury and the Virgil van Dijk injury.
Yeah.
And I think if you're a Real Madrid player, you're sitting there rubbing your hands and hoping that they're two big injuries and they don't make the final from a Madrid standpoint, and probably Steve's standpoint.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Steve, the 600 million
I've got to be honest,
worldwide.
I'm a United man, yeah? Let's not get that twisted, right?
Right.
I am a United guy,
but
I want to
Don't
see.
say it.
I want to
it.
see the best players playing in the best game, the biggest game of the season.
I thought he was
If
gonna say
that game
something else, I
happens,
was going to have to leave.
if that game happens, right? Well, it will happen. When that game happens, I don't want Virgil van Dijk and Mo Salah sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah.
I want to see the best players playing.
Yeah, competing.
I would rather them play and Madrid be crowned the winners because of my ties to Man United, but I want to see the best players play.
I understand. You know what? Klopp is the first manager to win top flight league title, European Cup, EFL Cup, and the FA Cup. Right, like first German to win the FA Cup as well. Let's go into this, Rio. Off camera, I was asking you, who do you reckon's a better manager?
You weren't asking me. You were telling me Klopp's better. You were telling me that the Liverpool fans are saying he's better.
No, the Liverpool fans are saying he's better. I'm a Pep guy personally, but over the last couple of weeks, you know what I'm like. 1 week I'm this, 1 week I'm that. They started
At least he
swaying.
admitted it.
They started swaying me a little bit.
Are we Arteta in or out today?
I'll tell you later on. But I'll tell you tonight after the Newcastle game. But you know what? I've always backed Pep because you can't even. His trophy.
But you're
cabinet
doubting
is
him
a
now.
madness.
You're doubting him now. I can feel the doubt.
Like,
A butt.
he's an absolute. It's an absolute
There's a butt
madness.
coming.
There's a butt
You know,
coming.
he's done well in Germany. People say, "Oh, he didn't win the treble." But you know what? It's not always going to happen.
What's
you know?
the butt?
There's a ball.
But of recent games, when I'm seeing him in the last few years in the Champions League, spin margins. Do you know what I'm saying?
Do you think he needs a Champions League to be great? Again?
No, because I think Arsene Wenger's the only world-class manager to not win a Champions League that can still be considered a great manager. So
Wonder why.
I don't, because he changed football, bro. Simple. So with Pep, it's the same thing. But you can't deny a man like Klopp who has done it with not the same budget. He's had to really, really work with what he's had. He's had to build those players as World Cup players.
Van Dijk and
Well, no, come on, it's not free. But if you compare it to Man City, it's different, isn't it?
Compare anyone to Man City,
But
you
that's
basically
what I'm
been
saying,
free.
Steve. But that's what I'm saying, Steve. So for him to compete so closely the way they have in the last few years, what can you say? He could be on the verge of winning his second Champions League. That's second. You know, Pep Guardiola, he ain't won it since he beat Rio. You know what I mean? So
You're an idiot.
yeah, but
You're an idiot.
so you tell me, Rio.
Listen,
You looking for stats?
I was looking to see how many he won Premier League. He's won 3 Premier Leagues.
3 Prems in 5 years or something like that.
Something there. 3 Prems he's won. The geezers come here and dominated domestically. Absolutely dominated England. There's no two ways about it. He's took the levels in terms of points amassed over the last 3 seasons especially to a new level alongside Jurgen Klopp. I don't like the Messi and Ronaldo debate. I think it's not about, I don't like this who's better. I just think I admire them for what they are. But what I'm saying is
No, we're not.
I'm saying Pep Guardiola cannot be doubted or look at him with a slight side eye the amount of trophies he's won in this country. He has dominated.
He has.
Teams ain't got near him.
You're right.
He's remit, and if you go back, if I think, listen, the people that own the club at Man City, they want him to win the Champions League, but as much they want him to be a dominant force domestically.
Yeah, but Man City want to be a European brand, and you get that by winning Champions League. You were cool, most expensive defender, titles here and there, but once you won that trophy with the big ears, you said it yourself. When you spoke to the legends at the club, what were they saying to you?
No, I get that, but I don't think that Pep will be defined by winning the Champions League. That's my point.
He will.
I don't. He's won it already. What's the problem?
What is everyone saying, Rio? They're saying it's all well and good to do it when you've got Messi, when you've got potentially the best Barcelona team in the history of football. No, the best club team that I've seen with my eyes anyway. You would probably agree, right?
Yeah.
He hasn't been able to replicate that ever since.
Doesn't matter, but he's done it though. Doesn't matter, he's done it. You can't say it's like saying.
Would you say Jose Mourinho is still a great manager now, a world-class manager now, or do you reckon maybe
he's not at the level he was before?
Okay, so why can't we say that about Pep?
What do you mean? Are you mad?
No,
you see what Pep's been doing still? He's still winning leagues.
Yes, but you've got to win.
But he's still winning leagues.
How much is he spending?
Yeah, but he's still winning leagues. It doesn't matter. He's still winning leagues.
I'm not saying he's dead.
How much money?
I'm just going to plead the
teams-
50. I got no dog in this fight.
So many people have spent money, but they have not remained consistently in terms of winning. This guy is winning every year.
He's got 2 squads, bro.
But he's winning. It doesn't matter. He's still got to do it. He's still winning every year. Chelsea went out and spent £100 million on a striker, and are finishing almost worse off than what they finished last year.
What do you reckon, Steve?
I don't think Pep's perfect. I think what he achieved, he's overachieved what any other manager outside of Sir Alex Ferguson's done in England. But he's had the privilege of being able to spend over £1 billion on transfers to do it.
I know, but listen, let's not get it twisted.
Let me finish with it. I think
Sir Alex Ferguson was spending as much, if not more than anybody else when he was at the beginning, especially when he was winning things.
Do you want me to totally refute that?
But he was breaking British transfer records on a regular basis.
He was, but we weren't. We didn't. Manchester City outspent us in the 90s. They got relegated, and we ended up winning the treble.
That puts that argument to bed.
Yeah,
but we were breaking the records for players on a regular basis.
We were the 7th highest spenders in the 90s. Everton spent more. Newcastle spent more.
What about 2000s? In the beginning of the 2000s?
United had a period where we went absolutely bonkers. Literally around when we bought you and Rude and Varane.
And we cleaned up.
Yeah.
Outside of that, Chelsea outspent us from 2003. City outspent everybody. Liverpool in the noughties outspent us. That was the whole Rafa Benitez thing doing his facts.
But all I'm saying is there are periods when Man United spent as much, if not more, than anybody else. Yeah? So let's not try and go on like Man United have always been paupers and haven't been spending and flirting
We know
with
that
cash.
because you're spending now.
Yeah, but
with no return.
What I'm saying is it doesn't guarantee, just because he spent loads of money doesn't mean it guarantees success.
No, it doesn't. And what I was about to say is there's some question marks where I think if he just took a week off and played golf, City'd probably win the game at the weekend. I feel like he tinkers a little bit too much.
Especially in those
in the big
kind of
games. I feel like he wants to be seen as a genius by doing it in a genius way.
Yeah, but you can't use that as a stick to beat him with when the guy has been doing these type of things all of his career. He made the wing back a completely different position.
We're
now.
not denying what he's done, Rio, in the game.
But what I'm saying is you can't say that he tinkers and he messes about with his team when he always does that.
Yeah, but we're talking about in those final stages of a competition where players want to know what's going on. Are they set? Would you as a player, in the final if all of a sudden there's something that's never been tried before?
Players are different now.
Why?
Players are different now. City changed their game in the way they play tactically all the time.
Would you like it though, Rio, as an elite athlete, if you're getting to the final?
But if I'm not used to it, I wouldn't like it. But these guys are used to that. This is what they live and breathe. They do it on a regular basis.
I think it's the manner of how they lose. I think there's been 7 occasions or 11 occasions where they've conceded like 2 or more goals in a 3 or 4 minute burst. So it's not like they're getting beat. Like we'd lost games.
So what does that tell you then? That's down to moments.
They're absolutely crumbling.
No, it ain't. That's down to moments. It's moments and sometimes a little
Because
element of luck.
goal in a moment.
We won the Champions League because someone slipped and missed a penalty and then we converted. It's a moment.
Play the tape.
It doesn't mean that the manager's some sort of genius just based on that moment. It's a moment in the game that is uncontrollable from a manager.
Yes,
there are moments
when
in
there's
games.
2 and 3 goals in 3 and 4 minute periods, that's a collapse.
Yeah, but they're actual little moments in games, and
your players not swearing it.
Doesn't change the overall picture of what you judge this person on.
Listen,
when they're dominating domestically,
there's no denying.
The man's revolutionised football. Who's done that?
We know.
Who's done that?
We know.
He revolutionised it in England, maybe. Not in European world football. I'm seeing Sunday League teams online who are trying to play out to the
back.
Yeah,
listen, there's no denying him. He's a really, really good manager. But do you reckon?
Really good.
But let me ask you this. Let me.
Really, really good.
Wait, Rio. Let me ask you this question, and I want an honest
Go on, then.
answer. Do you think Pep Guardiola could do at Liverpool what Klopp's done at Liverpool, and do you reckon Klopp can do what Pep's done at Man City?
What with the player? What? Just the same players?
With when I say just the setup, like when Klopp came in and he really had to take them from where they were and push them forward.
I just think we'll never know. We'll know because he hasn't had to do that. But listen, he went into Barcelona. He had 7 players who dominated Europe who come through the youth system. They weren't bought. They were there that he integrated and brought them in.
The likes
carried
of
on
Javi
playing.
were already playing.
Yeah,
But what I'm saying, he still built around them. Big players, but still managed to build around them. It's not like he's actually at Barcelona. He didn't go and spend ridiculous amounts of money,
which is fair.
And the ones he did spend ridiculous amounts,
they didn't work either.
So, yeah, a couple of ones he bought who were big names. They might not have, they didn't work. But what I'm saying is and that team had to evolve, by the way, as well. He had to do some shuffling with them teams.
He got rid of Deco. I think
Thierry,
Ronaldinho already gone.
Eto'o. Like the big players that had to be taken out. I think Ronaldinho was one of them as well.
Yeah,
had to be taken
out.
out.
As well, maybe.
I'm not sure, but there was players you had to shuffle the pack with. But I don't care. You can't tell me and put any side eye on Pep Guardiola just because he ain't won a Champions League.
You can't say to me though that 2008 team we beat in the semi-final of the Champions League was a poor team because we had to graft to beat them. Did we not?
Yeah. What about it?
So he took them to another level, but it wasn't like he took over Burnley.
Yeah, because Liverpool were in a bad place, man.
Yeah, I'm not saying. I'm just saying like we'll never know that if he could have gone to Liverpool and done it. But all managers are different, and they're suited to different ways and different setups. He's excelled in the situations that he's been put in.
So let me just check. Your mates with Pep, innit?
I'm mates with everyone.
All right. Just check it. All right, cool. Well, you know what? We'll let you guys decide.
I love them both.
Yeah,
let's just have it like that. I love them both.
But you favour Pep. It's right. You can say you'll still get it.
No, I just think the difference between both of them, and time will tell for Klopp. But Pep Guardiola has revolutionised football in the way people try to play at all levels of the game.
Pep needs a Champions League. Klopp needs to retain something. Leave it at that.
All right,
that might have just settled the argument. But I don't think that he's going to be defined by winning the Champions League.
Let us know what you guys think. Now, I want to talk about top four real quick because I don't feel like we need to.
I watched Spurs.
Honestly, who even cares?
I went to Spurs the other day and watched them.
You look like you don't care. Spurs don't care.
No, Spurs won it, man. The vibe in that stadium the other day after smashing Arsenal the other day.
Do you want me to be real?
What?
I don't think we're going to get top four. Man.
Don't you?
Nah, man.
Bruh. You know what I've realised before coming here, I looked in the WhatsApp group, you've been quiet.
Yeah, of course I've been quiet. let me tell you.
You can do it though.
It's in your hands.
No, it's in our hands.
It's there for you.
But honestly, and I want to be wrong. I want to sit here next week and say, Arteta, this is why you're the coach and this is why I'm not. But I thought the key
Newcastle away. Always a
that's what I'm saying.
One.
The key to decide the games was Burnley away for Spurs. Burnley away, right? That was a huge result. Huge result for them. Sorry for them. Sorry, yeah. Huge result for them. Beating Burnley the way they've been playing. Huge result. For us tonight, I just don't see us getting 3 points at Newcastle. I don't. Away.
Hard game.
I don't see it. You know, and look at the situation with Frank Lampard. I wanted them to win yesterday. I wanted Everton to beat Brentford because otherwise it means that Everton come to us with a bit of vim. They're fighting for something. If it was all settled and done for them, they might have come and they might have been on a jolly. Don't really matter what the result is.
Spurs have got Norwich last day of the season.
Spurs have got Norwich, yeah. And I think Norwich, I don't think Norwich are fighting for anything. Well,
no, they've already booked their holidays.
Exactly.
Guys,
so we're done out here, man.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, we're done out here, man. So
what's the points difference?
Have
you got a better goal difference?
Tottenham got a far better goal difference.
So if you draw a game, it's over for you lot.
It's done, and I think that game will be tonight.
Yeah, they can't draw.
Ooh.
They can get 72 points.
You lot were in such a good position. How are you going to throw it away like that?
Well, you guys,
we can clip him up. The highs and lows of Joel this season.
The highs and lows of Arsenal fans. He represents how they are.
Do I?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm mad.
It's like
sensible
sunglasses every
sensible about Arsenal.
I think so,
bro. You bought sunglasses on a regular basis this year, and then you walked in as loads of Snake's belly a few times as well.
I think anyway. That's you. Let us know what you guys think.
You let us know if the energy that I'm seeing today is very different to what we've had.
He ate cake,
mate.
At least I'm.
He had a fake cigar. He had a fake cigar the other day. Can we clip this up?
Oh
my son, by the way, just done his first exam. GCSE started.
Oh,
man.
Really?
Proud, man.
Well done.
No results yet. I need the result first before I'm properly proud. Because if it's not the right results, there's going to be some beatings in the house.
Tell us.
Put it for a wall.
All right, cool. Let's move it on now. Next topic. You know, I actually want to go to Man United because I've seen.
No one wants to go to United. Let's talk about who's going down and why it's Leeds.
All Leeds are going down.
You want to go to Leeds? You don't want to hit off the
We're
United
not going to be
topic?
long on this. We're not going to be long.
Leeds,
Go on
Leeds
then.
are down,
Go on
I
then.
think.
I think Leeds are screwed.
Suspensions and a couple of injuries.
Yeah, it's not really.
Burnley
looking
got
pretty.
2 games to basically get. I mean, if they get a win in that, I think they're done. Leeds have got that 1 game, and it's against Brentford, who look tasty at the moment. I think they're done. I think Everton are safe.
Do you
They've got
text?
Arsenal.
Do you text Frank Lampard during these times?
Yeah, I texted him yesterday, actually. I might be meeting him in the next couple of days because I'm going up north. But I want to see him do well, man. Your old teammates, you want to see him do well and prosper. So I'd like to see him get out of it.
Why is
You took the
it?
piss, though. You've took the piss. You've definitely took the piss after some of these losses.
No, I ain't. No. These situations ain't nice, man. You can see the stress on Frank's face,
But
man.
you did it when he was at Chelsea, though. You were sending him the memes of the big face and that.
Yeah, but he's at a club where he's destined for some sort of success, so he ain't going to be in a relegation fight. Relegation fight and just being around 7 or 8 positions, very different
Fair
in terms
enough.
of the banter you can throw.
My question about Frank Lampard managing Everton: why is it that so many people want to see him go down? Like,
Is it?
Yeah, like especially in like WhatsApp communities and football, Twitter, everything. No, but it's part of the footballing community. People generally want to see him go down. I know what I think.
I think because he's done so well as a player, they want to see him have some sort of like downturn in terms of success. Maybe.
I don't care, mate. I'd like to see Everton go down. Everton to go down.
See,
I want Everton to
lot of
stay up,
people-
man.
a
It's
lot of
that
people-
kind of club.
Everton
there, man.
or Leeds, I'm pretty happy with either of them going down.
A lot of people.
Wow.
Is it Frank Lampard or is it the club?
No, the
Or
club,
both?
yeah, I don't really have any harsh feelings towards Frank either way.
Neither do I. I think he's a good player. Despite him playing for Chelsea, I think he was tops. But a lot of
Honestly,
people,
it was Paul Scholes and then Lampard and then that Scouse fella.
Do you want to know? Do you want to know where it is, Rio?
Go on.
A lot of people believe that he shouldn't have got the Chelsea job in the first place,
Why?
just because he managed Derby. And they're like, there's people that have who goes from Derby to Chelsea.
But then sometimes you've got to understand his relationship with Chelsea.
Yeah.
And that goes sometimes before what you've done in terms of experience and whatnot.
Well, who goes from Everton to Barcelona?
Exactly.
Well, boy.
No, Everton to Real Madrid.
That's
But-
what they say.
and then gets them to the Champions League final. Wins the league. Carlo Ancelotti does that.
Well, he's a bad man. All right, Man United.
Yay.
Fresh off the Brighton defeat still. About a week ago. Ten Hag. I'm hearing, Steve, you can probably elaborate on this more, that I'm hearing he's going to be starting earlier than scheduled for Man United.
I believe Ajax was about to go off to the Caribbean, I think, on a holiday to celebrate winning the league, which, you say United had a bad season, but we won the Youth Cup, right, which is obviously bigger than the Champions League, and we won Eredivisie. When was the last English team to win the Dutch league?
It's true.
We did that.
It's
did
a poor argument to start with Man United. It's depressing. That's depressing in itself.
Take the wins. Ajax, Amsterdam, Manchester
The FA Youth
United.
Cup though was unreal. 70,000 sellout, unreal.
Yeah.
It shows you how important that trophy is for the young kids. We spoke to Kieran Richardson on Viber 5 and he was talking about how important it was for him to win that, and that's one of the
Drilled
biggest
into
things. And it's in terms of like culture and history at the football club,
Did you play in a final?
huge. We got beat by Liverpool actually. Michael Owen's team.
No way. Was he electric back then? And that?
Yeah, he was unplayable.
Did
back
you
then.
get done by Michael Owen? in the
I
final?
played centre midfield.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, man of the match.
Bringing it back to
Letting
Ten
people
Hag
know.
real quick. He said Ronaldo actually spoke on him as well in regards to next season. He said, I know that he's done a fantastic job at Ajax and that he's an experienced coach, but we have to give him time. Things must change the way he wants. If you do well, all of Manchester United will succeed. So I wish you all the best.
That's your captain there, right there.
Yeah.
Rio, when you're looking at this whole Ten Hag and Ronaldo situation, it's hard for me to ask you because you're not Ronaldo, but do you see Ronaldo being here next year to help Ten Hag push the team forward?
100%.
Yeah,
100% Cristiano, I think, will be at Man United. I've said it before on the show. I think that his legacy leaving here will change from what he expected it to be. And he'll be looking to do maybe other things and leave a long-standing kind of imprint beyond these playing days here. And I think that's in terms of influence of other players, other young players, helping set the culture. The manager will set that, and I think he'll want it implemented by particular players, and Ronaldo will be one of them for obvious reasons: dedication, application, character. And you can see in that statement that he wants the manager to do well, but I think it's sensible. The manager needs time, yes. I think he needs to be afforded that. But an important part of that statement is that he's going to want things done his way and the players need to follow. He needs to set the culture, reset that, and he's going to need lieutenants. I've always said this, in the change rooms that I played in at Old Trafford, there were lieutenants in the change room. There were other players, other than just the captain, who help set the standards, set the culture on a day-to-day basis, and that's an area that I think Ten Hag has to kind of identify those guys, if they're there. If not, then recruit them guys to be able to play that out, because it's an important part for any team if they're going to be successful.
Before I get on to you, Steve, I want to ask, do you reckon that's what David Moyes was missing when he came to Man United?
No.
His men. As players, not just staff.
No, because he had people in there that understood and knew how to win. Do you know what I mean? All the players that he had there had won the title the previous season. David Moyes' situation is very different. This is a group of players that it's a fractured dressing room, that no one knows how to win for Man United in the modern era, in this last 10, 15 years, knows how to win the league. So there's a whole kind of resetting of mindsets with a new manager, new ideas that he needs to get into the system. And what's refreshing to see that he's declined to go on holiday and enjoy the holiday and celebrations with Ajax. He wants to get into Carrington. He sees that as a better option for him, which is good. That's a good start.
Steve, his staff, Steve McClaren, what's the news of all of this?
Well, outside of Steve McClaren, and I think one of the things Rio's on about was setting the culture, I'm really encouraged. I think Richard Arnold, on the face of things, seems to be letting football people make football decisions. There's a lot of backroom staff moved on. We will only know with hindsight in the future, when we look back, whether they were good decisions or bad decisions. But the changes are being made. Like, there's no point in just... And like we spoke about Conte coming into United, and I just thought it's just another carousel manager. He's here 18 months, we don't get who he wants and he leaves. But I thought you need someone, and for me, Ten Hag actually feels like this, who's going to come in, hopefully with some of the advice of people who've just been there or around there now, to actually reset us as a football club, to reset that whole structure, to reset our recruitment, to reset our analysis, to reset even our day-to-day and strength and conditioning. Someone that comes in with a fresh pair of eyes and goes, no, we're not doing it like that, we're doing it like this. We're not doing that, we're doing this. We're not doing that, we're doing this. And he's got to be given that authority. And that comes from the CEO. And I think it's fair to say we could say our previous CEO made a lot of mistakes. I think we chased players for their social media value. We bought players that the club wanted rather than the ones that managers wanted. And that has to change. You say, why has Klopp been successful? I actually had a look at what Klopp's transfer record was at Liverpool, and it was probably like 1 hit in 4 for the first couple of seasons. Then it got to about 50-50, and lately you'd have to say it's like 3 out of 4 hits. Like he's really started to just identify what he wants and being able to bring in what he wants, and the ones that he's bringing in now are just slotting in and off like a rocket. And you're going to make mistakes. The average on transfers is 50%, so it's going to take twice as long as you think it's going to take to get everybody in that's going to be able to do the jobs, and you've got to be back financially to do that. He's got to be back with the scouting network that's going to achieve that. But I just think it's worth touching on, before we get on to Steve McClaren specifically, I think it's worth talking on the sheer number of people in that sort of chain of command that have been moved on and that look like are coming in to be replaced. 'Cause I think that's a massive part of the whole refreshment process. On top of that, you've got anywhere from 10 to 15 players are going to leave. You know, you don't have to start thinking too far. I think there's like 8 first-team players out of contract. That's your Matic, your Lingard, your Pogba, your Mata, those sorts, Phil Jones. And then you've got the likes of Baye, who you're probably going to get sold. You've got the likes of Delo or Joe others that you think I could see you getting moved on. So you're going to be left with probably only a core of less than 10 players, I would think. Maybe 10, 12 players. Which means that you're going to have to heavily recruit first-team players and get it right, which is not the easiest thing to do. You're going to have to heavily give opportunities to the youth that you've got, and not just the lads that have just won the Youth Cup, but you've got 21s in there like Hannibal, and you've also got the likes of Jimmy Garner and Levitt and Laird and Brandon Williams. I think all of them will be given an opportunity. It's on them now to grab it and say, I can play how you want. And I think you'll be given an opportunity. There's some positions that need fixing that you're not going to get to fix this summer because you just can't do everything at once. So, yeah, patience is absolutely needed. I think it's interesting Steve McClaren's coming back, and Ten Hag's been so adamant in bringing him back. He obviously was it flipped, didn't it? McClaren was the manager and Ten Hag was his assistant. I think that was his first coaching job after retiring. So obviously trusts him. Steve obviously knows United. And I think if you look at Steve's record as a first team coach, as a manager, it ain't great. He had a really successful period at 20 with Ten Hag, funnily enough. But then, like, what he did at Newcastle was shocking. Some of the other jobs he's had in England have been absolutely shocking. But everyone I've ever spoke to that's trained under him, and I'm going to ask him in a minute. I asked him before, was he at United when you came? He said, no, but I was with him at England. That was when he was the head coach, though, wasn't it? Everything I've ever heard about Steve McClaren is his attention to detail, meticulous, and his training sessions are awesome. But I don't know what he's like as a manager. Is that even relevant to the role he's
I don't think that's relevant to what his role's going to be. I think he's coming in as maybe a coach, a shoulder to lean on, somebody who can give advice at the right times. I think and maybe eyes and ears. So in terms of judging him from his management in previous years gone by at different points, I think it's probably irrelevant. But what you do get with Steve McClaren is somebody, yes, who's a football man, loves the game, is so enthusiastic, meticulous, as Steve said, cares about the details, not just from a football point of view, but also mentally. And he understands what it takes at Man United to win. That's important.
Have you got any examples of scenarios that you might have had with him, or when you looked at it? Because it's all well and good for you to say this.
No, he had Bill Bezic. Bill Bezic was a kind of a sports psychologist. And this was quite before his time, really. This is when we was with England, and he was doing it at United, where Bill would come in and do little talks around the team talks, just from a little different standpoint and talking. And we call it mental health now. He was talking about a lot of stuff like that back in the day. So, and Steve McClaren bought heavily into that. So he was always ahead of the curve, thinking ahead, and that was very American sports inspired. And I liked his bravery in that, because at that time, a lot of players, what's all this about? He's like lunatic sitting there talking to me about all this stuff. He's never played football in his life, this old geezer. Do you know what I mean? That could have been the response of many players, but Steve McClaren was brave in bringing that element to the team and wanted us to understand that part. And you look now, with hindsight, he was ahead of his time in that sense. So he's very much, again, thinking ahead in that sense. But I think he'll be a good addition. I think what's good for Ten Hag is they've already got a relationship from before, which is pure, and he'll be able to steer him in the right direction. Because I don't care who you are or where you come from, when you come to Manchester United, especially if you haven't been at a club like that stature and that size. Ajax are a big club in all due respect, but not the size of a Man United. So when you do come into the door here, it takes a bit of getting used to. So to have that little bit of help immediately, I think is a real good decision from him.
I want to move it on to Ronaldo. He's been snubbed for the Player of the Year nomination. Cristiano Ronaldo this season, no player has won more Player of the Month awards. No striker has more goals. Most goals in 2022 as well.
More than Mo Salah?
Right here it says.
I think
in 2022, Salah's a forward, and he's not seen as a striker. I don't know if you saw in the awards the other day. He was actually adamant that he's a winger. It was hilarious. He was like, yeah. We was at some award show the other day. He was just like, I am a winger.
Who's the nominees then?
I don't know.
De Bruyne, Salah.
Let me have him on here.
Son.
His boy.
Who's boy?
Bowen and Saka, the other two.
Right. Saka's in there as a player, the first team Player of the Year nominee. I wouldn't have had Saka in there yet, as well as he's done. I wouldn't have had him in there ahead of
over Ronaldo.
Ronaldo, no, not this season.
Unreal.
So they've got him.
I think that's the
so they've got fullbacks. They've got Salah, Son, Kevin De Bruyne. It's an 8-man shortlist. Fullbacks, Cancelo and Trent are also present. Bowen, Saka, and James Ward-Prowse.
Wow. Who's voted that?
Joe.
Shut up. Shut up. I don't know who votes for this one, to be honest with you.
Ronaldo should be in ahead of probably 3 or 4 of them guys in there.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Wow.
I don't know if he wins it.
I don't know. Probably doesn't win it, but I mean, if in terms of nominees, it's laughable.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
So basically, you know him more than anyone. Is he going to be fuming with that, or?
Oh, he'll take it as a disrespect.
Yeah.
But this is the things that fuel him. Do you know what I mean? He'll be thinking, how dare you? and it's based on stats and facts. He's like, listen, I've banged in more goals than most of them on, if not all of them on that list, other than Salah. So what are you talking about?
He's just gone home and Googled, what is award pros?
Yeah.
Yeah, he weren't no certain man.
He's
on
not
that
going to
list.
like that. Quickly, Gary Neville made comments on Jesse Lingard leaving. We've spoken about this in the past. Do you believe, Steve, that Lingard deserved a better send-off, especially because he was at Man United since he was at such a young age?
Yes, but United do this, and this isn't a good thing. You see, I mean, we just
United are the worst at this.
We just saw Noble get a brilliant send-off.
Oh, and well deserved, eh?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't agree with like substituting yourself on your squad numbers minute. I think it's a bit selfish, in all honesty. I think there's ways of doing this that would make better send-offs. But he didn't get one. Won everything. Roy Keane didn't get one. Yap Stam didn't get one. I think Gary Neville himself didn't get one.
Bex didn't get one.
Beckham didn't get one. Cantona didn't get one, and I cried like someone who cries a lot. United are horrendous at these send-offs. For a club that prides itself a lot on both tradition, our academy, and a lot of sentimentality, let's be honest, Manchester United, that's part of United's brand, isn't it, I think, safe to say. They're awful at it. I mean, you literally got told by Ed Woodward in the changing room, didn't you?
Yeah. No, I think United are one of the worst at doing it. You see clubs abroad when players who've given like big chunks of their career and been successful to the clubs, the send-offs they get are phenomenal, and rightly so. But it's not something that at United they don't really treat it with the kind of importance that you see at other clubs. I'm not saying that you deserve it, but sometimes when you feel you've given a lot of yourself to a football club, it's a nice way to go.
Nice.
Yeah, it'd be nice. But listen, it happens. I was actually pissed off for a while when I got the way I got told. I'm over it now. It's cool. But I don't know. Jesse's brother, obviously, I understand how they feel. Like hot behind the collar, not happy with what's happened.
Your family members that seen their ass with the way you got sent off?
Yeah, my family members weren't happy with it, but my family member would never go on social media and talk to me like that. Never. I would have told them that don't happen. My family knew that, and there was like a understanding. Do you know what I mean? But everyone's different, and Jesse's brother obviously felt the way he did. But again, you've probably got to show a little bit of awareness and look at the history and what United have done with players that have done more than Jesse. They haven't been afforded that send-off, so you would probably put the brakes on reacting the way he did. But listen, everyone's different. Everyone's got their own opinions.
Talking about former United players, it was Patrice Evras' birthday yesterday. Did you wish him happy birthday, yes or no?
Yeah, I did. All of us did in the group. But if I was to give you the pictures that were sent with the happy birthday messages, I think
put it on screen.
I think we'd get cancelled.
I don't think we can.
I don't think we can.
I
I don't think we can. He got destroyed. Every single one.
Steve's talking as if he's in the group.
Even like they just called him.
That group.
They just called him. Yeah, he was getting called. Let me just try and find the group just to remind myself.
Leave it if it's not. Leave it if it means Bible 5 don't come back next season.
Yeah, we get cancelled if it happens. But no. Some of the pictures.
This is like the 2019.
This is like you got
showed me
like
that group before. It seems off.
it's like Wes, John O'Shea, Fletch, Wazza, Tom Cleverley, Patrice, Anderson, Jason Park.
So you're not wishing him a happy birthday. It's just an opportunity for banner.
Mate, he is getting abused. Happy birthday. Like things like this. Look at it.
You're not getting.
Look at that. Look, that's the best one. That's the best.
That's normally the PGs.
But mate, he's getting abused. Seriously. Happy birthday, little Patty, wee man. Like he just gets caned.
What does he say?
He loves it. He laughs. To be fair, he's left the group a few times.
Is it?
He just sometimes he leaves. I'm the admin in it, so he has to text me and say, "Well, can I come back in again?" So I let him in. But no, it's funny.
Oh man,
who's the convo starter in that group?
There's a few, man. It's like it depends. If someone sees something in the media, there's a picture of someone out in the media somewhere, it gets banged in there quick, and then people just jump on it. Everyone comes in through the back door, bang, bang, bang. It's like all WhatsApp groups, isn't it? It's no different.
Hilarious stuff, man.
Who's the lurker? It must be all the ones who are managing now, I bet. They're just watching and not saying.
Carrick had a little lurking period where he didn't speak for ages. Because obviously he's on the staff, so he can't really get involved.
gets a
must
bit
be
personal.
rough, that.
Especially like when
That must have
that
been
manager's
rough.
getting caned or something like that every now and again.
Really quickly, I want to run down the rest of the results. Then I got one more question after all of this. So obviously, Leicester beating Watford 5-1. Wolves drawing with Norwich. And yeah, as it currently stands,
Why are we talking about them games? There's nothing games.
there's nothing there. I'm just letting you know because I'm going to ease it in back to the top.
Go on then.
Who's taking it, Ria? Because obviously
League.
West Ham.
I
drew with
said
Man
the other
City.
day West Ham would be a problem. I think there'd be they'd put a spanner in the works. I said this on the way to
They
the
could have won, man.
Spurs game the other day. They could have won, but I just thought with the players they got. You got City, by the way, have got.
Villa.
They got Walker out, Stones out, Diaz out, Laporte out. Probably 3 of the 4 starters of the back 4 out. And they go there, play Fernandinho centre half, and still manage to. They get a draw. It's a hard place to go. So as soon as I saw that team sheet, I thought Antonio going to be a problem.
But obviously a problem.
But they've made it a little bit more difficult. But listen, it's set up for Steven Gerrard to kind of reinstate himself as the number 1 man on Anfield again.
Do you reckon he does it? Yes or no?
I think it's all he's thinking about all week.
Well, obviously,
Yeah,
but
but-
do you think he does it? Yes or no?
No, I think
too late,
Man
yeah.
City will get the job done.
You love Pep, innit?
No, I just think he'll get the job done. I think they're a great team.
I think Liverpool are going to drop a point. I don't know who against who, though.
Liverpool.
Probably not against Southampton, but yeah, I could just see the pressure being a bit of a wobble. I can just see it. I don't know where, but I think it'd be like a 0-0 in or something like
I
that.
think they win. I just think it's too late. I just think
I think City will just win the
when they
last
play,
game.
play tomorrow, don't they? Southampton tomorrow. They should smash Southampton.
Yeah.
Guys, that's the end of the
No,
episode.
it ain't.
Why
We
not?
need to talk. What's Declan Rice doing? I know you get in trouble.
What,
with
do you
West
want him
Ham
to go
fans.
United?
No, but we need to have this conversation. So
What's brought this on?
the conversation out there before.
Yeah, we were outside before the show. We sit in the office and just talk about stuff, and Declan came up, and everyone was like putting their 5 pence in. Go on, you start.
You got the potential of an 8-year contract, which is someone trying to tie him up for the rest of his career, essentially, isn't it? Or the bulk of his career. Someone's going to try to tie him up. He's only really linked with United, and I don't think United spend the quoted 150 million on him. Even if you got him for 100, even 90, it's too much money. So if you're Declan Rice, what do you do? I'll ask you first because he's going to get in trouble.
I'll probably say
West Ham fans think you're getting a percentage of this deal, I reckon.
I ain't.
I'll be honest with you. Yeah, for me. It's about trophies. You go where you need to go to win those trophies.
Well, let's be
I don't know. I don't
Old
know.
Trafford at the
I don't know the intricacies of his contract. If I'm honest with you, I would assume he's not on as much money as he could be right about now because I know that he signed a contract with West Ham. Where either it was last year or the season before. So he's gone from young player to
academy
decent
money
player.
to good money.
Yeah, good money, but it's not
Yeah.
Declan Rice of today after the World Cup. It depends. If he's all about trophies, you bite the bullet, you start to make a bit of noise, and then you leave.
Who is his agent?
I think his family do it.
Yeah, his dad does it now,
yeah.
innit? I heard. Yeah,
Yeah.
his dad does it now, innit?
Yeah.
So for me, that's the longest. Don't get me wrong, he's losing a hell of a lot of money weekly. You know, he is. But I believe if he signs the contract that's put on the table, he'll end
8
up
years.
like...
Who the hell signs that
He'll
8-year
end up
deal?
like Harry Kane. And we'll be talking about him being a great player and he's done this and he's done that. But when you open that cabinet, it's dry. There's only golden boots for Harry Kane.
It all depends, right? Sorry, Joel.
Go on, no.
It all depends on what Declan Rice wants to do with his career.
That's what I'm saying.
If he wants to do a Mark Noble, which he saw this weekend,
Yeah.
which is a
great.
phenomenal feat, to stay at one club in the Premier League like he has and do what he done, led that club. Declan Rice will be the captain for the next 10 years if he wants.
Yeah.
And he could finish like Mark Noble. We've seen that and gone, do I want that?
Is he getting the armband next year?
Shout out to Mark.
Yeah, he'll get the
Noble, man.
armband. He wore it all season.
Right.
But so if he's got an option to do that, if he wants to, it's there for him if he wants to do that. 8-year deal on the table, if we believe what we're seeing in the papers. But I don't think Declan Rice is Mark Noble.
Yeah.
Declan Rice is somebody who sees himself going to a bigger club, with all due respect to West Ham, and going to fight for honours in the Premier League.
But here's the flip side, though. Are Man United fighting for honours?
I'm not saying Man United.
Yeah,
here. I'm just saying that.
I'm posing the question.
Yeah, but before I get to Man United, I'm just saying that Declan Rice will be saying, I want to go and have the chance to go and play consistent Champions League football, have a chance to win the Premier League. Probably wants to win the Premier League first.
I think there's only 3 teams that he could go to, and I have no idea how many of them want him.
Chelsea,
City, United.
and City.
I think his next port of call for Declan Rice is, who wants me? You've got to find out who wants you. Who's in the market. Before he makes a public display of this, is who wants me. So I knew when I was at Leeds and leaving Leeds, I knew Man United wanted me, but they were the best team in the country as well. And I knew they were going to pay the money that they wanted from me. So I could go into Leeds to the chairman and sit in his office for 5 hours and say, I'm not leaving until you let me go. And I know you need the money. So you've got to let me go. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going on tour. I'm not doing anything. I want to go to Man United. I want to win trophies.
What would have happened, though? Because you're essentially breaking terms of your contract, though, when you're doing that.
Yeah, but do Leeds want an unhappy player? That's what I was thinking. They don't want an unhappy. And the biggest part for me is I was desperate to win.
Does that not let Sir Alex potentially at the time think, oh, he's a bad egg? Was you not thinking about that?
He's probably thinking that's the type of character I need at my club. But I know as well that Leeds, the biggest part of this whole deal with me going to Man United from Leeds is Leeds needed them £30 million to survive. That was the be all and end all. I knew Leeds were going to sell, and it was going to be across the board with different players, and it ended up being that. So my situation is very different in that sense. But you've got to know if there's a team interested in you and who want to actually buy you, right? And they're going to pay the money that's being demanded. Right at this moment in time, I don't know who the clubs are that are going to do that. Are City in the market for a Declan Rice? Are Chelsea in the market for a Declan Rice? And Liverpool. And then after that, you've got maybe Man United. And that's the team that's been consistently linked with Declan Rice. Then you've got to ask Declan Rice a question. Does he go to leave West Ham, who are at the moment basically fighting Man United for the same position, right? Does he want to go there to Man United? You're going to Man United, if he does go to someone like Man United, to be the catalyst for the next generation, the next chance of winning stuff, and you can be the person that leads that charge maybe. That's what if he's thinking like that, right? And the stature of the club. But if you want to win trophies and that's your desire to get out, then Man United right at this moment there's a big question mark over that. Yeah,
because he's losing. I'm not a pocket watcher.
I don't think Declan's a pocket watcher. I don't think he's someone who's thinking about money. It's a big amount of money that he could a difference in money.
Definitely losing. Like
I don't think he's somebody.
Bags a week.
Declan's a very
400 a month.
He's a football man. He wants to be in the best position to win and do well.
$500,000 a year.
Another player United are linked with, another midfielder. If Leeds go down, Kalvin Phillips.
Yeah, Rio's not having it. Because you guys should watch the Rio Reacts that he did during the course of the week, and we spoke about.
Kalvin Phillips don't go to Man United because this is the difference between me and him. He's a Leeds boy.
Yeah.
He can't set foot back in Leeds. His family have to move out if he goes.
It's going to get rough for him, innit?
To Man United. Trust me. I had the head of police, Yorkshire Police, ring me when I left Man United and said, "Don't come back for."
And you was only there for 18 months.
And I was only there 18 months. Do you know what I mean? So this boy, Kalvin Phillips is a top player. He ain't going Man United. If Kalvin Phillips goes to Man United, boy,
it's going to be another meme.
Brave man.
Wow. But yeah, anything else?
No, just please say don't let Liverpool win the league.
This guy.
The worst of two evils. Well, the best of two evils, sorry.
Yeah. Guys.
And, come on, Karim Benzema.
It's the Hood Prem report. Been a minute, let's check the scores. We got Leeds v Brighton, Wolves and Norwich, Villa Palace all 1-1 on the boards. City moving shaky, 2-2 with the Hammers. Now they better win the last game. Liverpool got the Saints on Tuesday, win that, then the last game holds weight. Spurs jump to 4th, Arsenal gotta get them points up for the Champions League. Coutinho, signed perm at Villa. Who would've thought? Better thank Steve. Haaland got the City done deal, Ten Hag trying to pattern up Frankie de Jong. Jesus be a target for Arsenal, no Champions League to forget that one.
Let us know in the comments. We're trying to fill up these comments this week, like I said earlier on. Let us know your favourite moment of the season so far, whether it be from myself, Steve, Rio. Mention it. It doesn't matter what it is. And we'll mention it on the show next week, because next week's the last episode of Vibe with 5. Also,
Champions League preview. Like I said, we've got new shows coming out. And also let us know what you would like to see done at your club. Any new signings, any changes, anything you're happy with. Let's get the conversation talking, man. We really want to be talking to you guys and interacting more. Shows that you might want to see as well. We've got new stuff coming as well. So
yeah, that's it. But yeah, that's Vibe with 5, and we'll see you next week. Peace.